Good evening. It's about 9:15 on Sunday evening, and I've just had a glorious hot bath. There's a windstorm raging outside. The house is all warm and toasty. I'm just drying my hair. I thought I'd come on here and say hi because it's been a couple of weeks again, and I wanted to share with you some thoughts about aging. Now, I'm 53 at the moment in years, in this skin, this human body. But your cells renew every 2 weeks, so every 14 days. Your physical makeup is different to what it was 14 days ago. So you get the opportunity to renew your cells either at a really healthy, strong, organic, autonomous rate, or you can ignore all the advice and eat takeaways, junk food, crisps, drink fizzy drinks, all artificial ingredients that have been man-made, manufactured, mass-produced, rancid vegetable oils that have been sat for many, many months, sometimes 2 to 3 years. So they have mold spores, so they have to be bleached to get the mold spores out before it's sold on the open market and labelled for the supermarket shelves as safe. Or you can start to develop an understanding that you are what you eat, your cells can actually use. Now, at age 53, technically, on paper, that would be classed as middle-aged. I'm planning on living till 100 at least, maybe more. And therefore, if I am gifted another 50 years, really I'm in my infancy. But my body has been around and renewing itself for 53 years already. So therefore, some maintenance is necessary. Now, we are blessed at the moment with technology, advancements in medical science. There's all kinds of things available to enhance the body. So if you have a medical condition, a medical problem, or something is not quite right, there are solutions available to you. They vary in scale from being really, really, really good and holistic and in tune with the body's natural defences, microbiome and physical makeup, or they're artificial, man-made, mass-produced plastics, heavy metals, radiation. So depending on where you are in your health journey, it's very important to make the right decisions. Now, at the moment, since 2020, when the world turned upside down and the health system, particularly in Britain, in the UK, the health system actually did start to feel, to me personally, I can't speak for everybody, I can only give you my own opinion, it did start to feel to me like it was going severely down the toilet. Things that were readily available before suddenly became really, really hard to source, to get access to. Appointments became hit and miss. Now, thankfully, I've never been one to follow the crowd, and I've never been one to follow the status quo when it comes to health. And I've always done things in my own way and had epic results. Now, we are blessed again, here, living in London, North London. Everywhere at the moment pretty much everywhere is offering free initial consultations. So whatever your condition is, you can pretty much find a private clinic and go along for a free consultation, and they will give you results, they will give you opinions, they will give you scans, test results, all kinds of stuff. Now, I had an issue where I've had so much abdominal surgery in the past because of my injuries, and I was paralysed for 7 years. I lost whole internal organs. Now, during that time, that period of my life, I developed malabsorption, which means that my body, for about 6 years or so, until I developed a more full understanding of the problem, my body couldn't absorb enough nutrients from food to sustain itself. So during that time, some damage occurred. I also had hypoglycemia, where I'd eat certain foods and I'd be sitting and the room would turn blue in my vision, and I would be very weak and collapsing. And I did actually, there was an instant where I collapsed on the platform of Charing Cross Station in London on my way home one day because I had eaten a sausage roll en route because I was so hungry, and that was the only thing that was available at the station where I was getting on the train. So the pastry caused hypoglycemia attack, and everything went blue. I stepped off the train, took a few steps and collapsed on the platform, got rushed into St Thomas's Hospital, which was fairly close by. But that was, a good few years ago now. And I've since learned about the concept, you are what you eat, your cells can actually use. And my body has been super, super healthy, super, super flourishing, super, super great in every way. However, in the summer last year, I started to notice there was a rippling feeling in the back of my head here, closely followed by some numbing sensations in my little finger and my ring finger in the tips. So I'd get the rippling in my head, I'd get this sort of like numb fingertips here, and there was one evening in the summer when it was so hot, I was cooking and I lifted up a full heavy pot of pasta that had just been boiling for its 12 minutes, and I was making an Italian meal, and I carried it over from the cooker to the sink, which is about 2.5 meters in length. I poured the water out and I felt like my brain suddenly switched off. It was really scary. My brain started, and it was in slow motion as well. I had a sensation that started to go like this, where it started to switch off for here and then go all the way back around like that. And it made my legs shoot up in the air, from the thighs, just shoot up in the air. And I was very thankful there was a chair nearby, and I grabbed hold of the chair and I managed to get my body onto the chair so it didn't fall on the floor. But basically, I was extremely disorientated for a little while, and the rippling was in my head, and this sensation lasted for about 3 weeks. And I was scared. I'm not going to lie, I was scared. I thought that I was having a stroke. I wasn't having a stroke. What happened was the bones have been moving in my head, starting at my jaw here, the top of my jaw, and they've been moving. Now, I didn't know this until just before Christmas. I had grazed my arm on something, and I went to lean on said graze, and I jumped like that, and I hit myself in the face because I was leaning on my elbows, and I hit myself. And these two teeth here just came off. No warning, no pain, nothing. They just came away here, right? So that adds to the feeling of aging, having this gap here. Although I fronted it out and I haven't tried to hide it. I've still gone out, I've still had my normal life, I've still done everything that I normally do. And I've been smiling as well, because I actually don't care what people think about my appearance. My body has been through an enormous amount, and to me these battle scars are all trophies, and I own them. They're mine. You know, it's my thing. But before Christmas, I went to have private consultations. So I first went to a rather prestigious place in Finchley, North London, and they did x-rays and scans, and I had my head examined, basically. So Christmas week, and I was absolutely delighted to learn that I don't have cancer, I'm not having a stroke, I don't have brain damage either. What it is from the years of malabsorption, my bones have got holes in, and they've deteriorated, and they've started to move, causing cranial pressure. So from here, from the cheekbone up, my face has been moving. So this has all become saggy because there's nothing to support the weight. The teeth are able to move because there's nothing to support the weight again. And there has been pain around my mouth here, and it's been quite severe. And all of this rippling sensation and all of this movement, it's been moving. It can freely move because it looks like a natural sponge on the x-rays and the scans. It looks like a natural sponge. So I was told Christmas week that I need bone grafts. Now, the next clinic I went to, there was a small fee involved. It was £247, but it was at Harley Street. And I went and I had a really, really state-of-the-art private CT scan. Now, my dad paid for this for Christmas for me because it was something that was really important to me, to make absolutely certain I don't have any hidden disease or illness within my body. And it is just a bone issue. Like, I don't have bone cancer or anything like that. I wanted to make sure, or the blood, you know, I wanted to make absolutely sure. So I went along and I had this CT scan, and it was amazing. Complete state of the art, totally different to anything I've seen in an NHS hospital, which gives you a CT scan that's equivalent of 200 x-rays. So the radiation, you're getting pumped with radiation. And the dye as well that they give you in an NHS hospital is radioactive. So your body's actually getting quite a bit of radiation. Now, I had minimal amount of radiation when going private, and I was really thankful for that because I didn't want to be exposed after all the x-rays. I had a series of x-rays before Christmas, and then so straight after Christmas I've had this CT. So the results have come back. I need bone grafting here, underneath here, or around here, to basically stop this from shifting and causing a rippling sensation. So the weight will counterbalance. Now, they can go in through the gums. I don't need to have my face cut open or anything. So again, I'm thankful for that. Tomorrow, I'm going for a digital scan, which is completely free. They're going to stick a wand up in my mouth and my jaw and take a digital painting of what's happening high up in here. So it's quite a big appointment, but it actually only lasts about 10 to 15 minutes. So my big son is going to go with me before he goes to work. And after this is done, I can start booking myself in for these bone grafts. And also I will walk away with teeth. So, life-changing day tomorrow, because I'll have this digital painting of the inside of my skull, and this I can stop worrying about this sagging because I'm not gonna lie, it had made me feel quite old and I look like quite old, I look quite fat, and although I'm not, I haven't put on a single pound. You will remember that I have actually lost 400 pounds in weight through my holistic health journey, which I'm ecstatically proud of. But yeah, my face will actually change shape because of the bone grafts and cheekbones, and I pray that I feel like I look stunning at the end of it all. But it's going to be, the next few months are going to be really involved with the health journey. So to distract myself while I've been doing all of this testing, scanning, you know, all the trips backwards and forwards to various places, I have been knitting bears. Now, interestingly enough, when I was paralysed for 7 years, I did have some brain damage. I forgot how to talk in the way that I was talking in a quite posh voice before, and I basically sometimes forgot how to do things, like I forgot how to say certain words and stuff like that. So knitting is something that I have always done since I was like 4 years old. So I've only been able to knit with needles because of the brain damage. I've only been able to knit with needles since 2021. And I started off with really big needles, like to hold them so that I would get muscle memory and remember how to hold the needles. And I've gone down smaller and smaller and smaller so I can get back to knitting my first love, which is toys. Now this top is a dress, a jumper dress. I have a frill to put on here tonight for the skirt. And basically I did this completely winging it from memory. Now it took me a good 6 or 7 goes to get it right, but I was absolutely determined to not follow a pattern and actually go from memory, from years of making these before. And I am, you know, this was my rebellion against the whole aging thing. This was my rebellion, and this has proved to me that muscle memory is ageless. Yeah, because I started knitting these when I was about 10, and I carried on all through my teenage years, my early years as a mum. I've been a mum since I was a teenager, and I've always made my children's toys. And so doing this, winging this completely off the cuff by myself, with no pattern, no instructions whatsoever, just trying, I'm really proud. I'm really proud because it did made my head hurt, and it gave me numerous challenges, but I am absolutely elated with it. Another thing I did, another one I'll just show you because I'm particularly proud. Again, completely winging it, dungarees. So these aren't easy projects. These are actually quite involved and quite difficult. And like I said, I've used really thin size 3. I don't know if you can see how big the stitching is. Size 3 needles. So I'm really, really proud because my hands didn't cramp up. I didn't have any nerve damage. I was able to just do this. And I do feel really, really proud. I started off with this body. This body was someone else's pattern, which I started on New Year's Eve, the bear body, just to refresh my memory. But everything else is all, it's all been recalled So it was there, it was in a filing cabinet somewhere, being safely stored and protected by me, and now I've unleashed it. I have to say, you know, while I was doing all this, I didn't have any ripples in my head, and I didn't have any symptoms whatsoever, except it was making me tired because of the thinking involved. So I did kind of like, I was like knitting some, falling asleep, and so I chose to do quite a lot of it at night, because I knew that by doing certain bits like the armhole shaping, I would work it out on paper, and then I would go to start knitting it, and I would do like some, and I'd be like, I would actually be like this, like falling asleep. And so brain power. I haven't been able to exercise for a while physically because of the rippling in my head, but yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back to swimming and weightlifting. I've been doing stretches. My son Leo is quite religious with stretching, so we've been doing stretches, and Harvey, bless him, he's been joining in. It was really funny the other day because I was like cuddling him. You know, he fell asleep on my bed. I was cuddling him and I said, "Oh, you've got a scratch on your arm. Let me have a look." And I went to look at his arm, and he had such a cute little grin, because the realization that hit me, that it was a vein, a muscle vein. I said, "Oh my God, you've got veins in your muscle just like your brother's." And his little grin, he was so chuffed that somebody had noticed he's got biceps. Oh my God, getting so big, just growing up so lovely. I'm so proud. So mum of 6, grandchildren, you know, dad, it's just all amazing. Everything's amazing, and I'm not ill. I have a bone structure issue from these 53 years in age bones. That did take a battering during the years of autoimmune, immune deficiency, malabsorption, hypoglycemia, all those things. Yeah, they did take a serious battering, and I'm actually quite thankful that I've got the issue here and not in my spine, because I think after having a broken back before and being paralysed for 7 years, I think my coping strategy for it being in my spine would have been quite low. I'm not going to lie. I was scared, rigid, that someone was going to tell me that my spine was failing. But no, I haven't had any issues. It's my bones are super strong everywhere. It's just this bit. So it can be dealt with. And I'm dealing with it. And tomorrow I'm going for this state-of-the-art digital thing in Marylebone. So I feel so blessed and so humble, and just so, you know, when they said that I could have that for free, I was like, wow, just wow. So yeah, so that's me. I don't think that there's a mental issue with aging, because you can recall, you know, I can recall stuff and memory, and just beautiful memories, not so beautiful memories, just the whole picture. But it made me feel humble. It really has. The whole experience has just humbled me beyond any words that can describe, because you are what you eat, your cells can actually use. And I teach this in my food academy every day, and it's like, you know, I wish I could wave a magic wand and you get the true value, the true meaning. Because I mean, when I was told I was dying before, like, I really did and really have turned my life around, and I'm maintaining it, and I'm, you know, this bone issue happened long ago, long before all of this, and it's My hair is growing so quick. One of the things that your hair grows to protect a vulnerable area, yeah? So my hair is really thick. It's still wet because I just got out of the bath, but it's growing and it's so glossy and healthy. Look at that. Reasons to be cheerful. Look at this crystal white hair and it's just glorious. Just glorious. I just love it. I just love everything. Even this gap. I just love everything at the moment. And I'm especially proud and humble. And I'm hugely thankful for your support and your love. And being your inspirational woman really does pull me through quite often, especially like this could have been, potentially this could have been really chaotic and really, but I went within, I stayed silent, I concentrated on something that means something to me, which is being able to use my hands and be creative, by which is using my brain. This with mathematical calculations involved in this were intense, let me tell you. It may not look like much, but yeah. It made my brain ache in a beautiful way. So yeah, so you are what you eat, your cells can actually use. And always remember, to feel beautiful, you must simply be you till full. And I do that in every moment of every day, yeah? Even on days when I can't get dressed because I'm just so, like, weak because of this head thing, I still feel beautiful. And you can too. If you want to join in any of my groups, please just let me know. My door is always open to you. Bye for now.